explore my figure. Nothing on this song is out of line. But I don't like the rubbing and rubbing up. And rubbing and rubbing up. I am allergic to friction because it's a pain me for some rubbing. It's going to bring me heartache. Something for goodness sake, take a break.
I like this one. I'm not really so familiar with it. You don't like the rubbing. I don't know if this is the mood this morning. Like I said, this is not me. I'm a program director playing some tunes this morning. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago.
West Indies, blowing them big trees, hot sun and cool breeze. You already know. West Indies, under the palm trees, hot sun and cool breeze. Trinity the born. Nowhere in the world you could live so happy. From town to the valley, we love girl and party, and we don't trouble nobody. No. From the highlands to the city. My sweet twin island, red, white, black when you see me. Big on it, Trinity the bone, yeah. What's a wine and mash up the road, yeah. Caribbean beauty, hot and groovy, little moody. She's so in love to be in West Indies, blowing them big trees. Hot sun and cool breeze, you already know. West Indies, under the palm trees, hot sun and cool breeze. They go to the bone, it's my twin islands, where we live like vacation. All talk conversations, that's what we love. Every year is mass cross the nation. Them gal ways in rotation. If you just have some patience, you'll find your home. From the highlands to the city, my sweet twin island, red, white, black when you see me.
And we are so fortunate to be part of this red, white, and black. I know you all enjoy the imagery of. All right, let me just make sure I'm not on mute. I know you all enjoy the imagery of Michael Teacher's song as well. Beautiful song there. As I Show Speed said, you know, he saw Queen's Royal College and he said, we have a majestic Harry Potter school there. And of course, he couldn't help but enjoy and keep talking about our cuisine and the other beauty that exists within our society. Now, wine and mash up the road. You could dance, and we'd rather build the road because the road part side done mash up already. Rising Road on the furthest left, or they're careful, it have some potholes there. Eating your tires. It is still a work in progress, obviously. Challenging as we try to fix the infrastructural issues that exist. Grateful for what we have, but determined to build better. And I welcome all those who listening and viewing from abroad as well. I see quite a few people from up the islands as well. Good morning to my Kitishans and St. Lucians, right? Good morning, Earl. Good morning to the whole team as well, who spent some time together in Venezuela doing some work. Love and respect to the islands. Even beyond our islands, we are one Caribbean people. And unity is obviously the key to go forward. Unity in our national perspectives, and then even further to those who are most closely aligned to us by culture, by perspective, by experience, by history. We all connected by a common history. And of course, we are part of the broader global family of humanity. So blessings this morning to everyone. All praises due to the Almighty Creator who gave us life. And we look on the global aspect of the world, of what is taking place. You know, we touched on it yesterday. Trump is done with his visit to China. China is done with the visit of Mr. Trump, the President of the United States, Xi, the President of China. Because we live in the West, sometimes we take a Western perspective. We don't understand the East as much. And we should broaden our perspectives. Many Trinbagonians have already extended themselves in commerce, trade, and travel throughout the world. So you will find Trinis in Shanghai, Beijing, all over seeking a living. Of course, we've had the experience as well of migration from China in the past. We have over 100 years, over 100 years of Chinese in Trinidad. And we have a perfect blend because there's only Chinese men came at that initial period. So we have Chinese Indians and Chinese Africans as well, mixed. All I know that, right? All I understand the composition, because those Chinese men took wives from the population that existed here. They didn't bring any women with them in the first batch. The beauty of our mix in Trinidad and Tobago, and many of them, and obviously new migrants who have come, have held on to their cultures. They've held on to the diaspora, to the mainland that their families initially lived in, but they've embraced Trinidad and Tobago. I have some Trini Chinese friends who is more Trini than me. For whatever that means, again, you have to understand whatever that means, because we are challenged by globalization and the understandings of a global village of humanity. And the little differences don't really matter that much. They don't matter that much. And we must draw and we must learn and we must get the strength and the teachings and the knowledge that is based in our cultures that have been advanced over years. African culture is an advanced culture. Indian culture is an advanced culture. Likewise, Chinese culture is an advanced culture. These are cradles of civilization with tremendous populations that thrived and built. So we have to have that appreciation and love for Trini and more, Trini and beyond, Trinbago and beyond. And as we look at the discussions that took place in China, and we look on at Mr. Musk, Elon Musk and others in awe, it's a must do for me, must trip, God willing. I have to do China. soon. Part of my desire was to travel certainly this year. But soon, if it don't happen, when I see him pass here, the economy picking up, patience. I know it is still rough, I have conversations with people on the ground every day. Still challenging. Price of goods and services still up there. The availability of employment is still there. Still some grievances in terms of workers and their remuneration and other things still there. Work in progress. But we have to have that patience. We have to have that patience and that understanding and that clear intention and effort to ever let your expectations exceed your effort. Do not let your expectations exceed your effort. Always make your effort commensurate. Keep up with your expectations. Be rooted in reality. Enjoy the simple things that are your blessings, even if you aspire to more. Don't miss what already you have and take it for granted in a continuous desire for more. Be careful. Be careful. I just love to try to help us to contextualize so that we do not become too frustrated. Yeah, so, discussions in China, trade, business, 200 Boeings to be purchased by China. A lot of the conversation has been productive and responsible. Even Trump take it down. Even Trump, who people categorize as loose and crazy, in his speech and the way he deals with things, he know to take it down around Jai. He know to take it down. And it has been very responsible, and we hope that as the both leaders echoed, they can work together in cooperation so that the global perspective becomes easier, so that there can be an ease of tension, so that there can be an ease of war in the world and the consequences of war. Because we feel the consequences, we feel any prices. Don't mind, as an energy producer, we get a little benefit. We could do without that. We could find that in other ways. So that has been the conversation. Of course, in international news, I came across some very disturbing developments as well. Imagine Raul Castro at the age of 94. There are statements about indictments being made for him for his arrest by the United States. America don't know who to go and arrest. Right home there, it has some former presidents and others to arrest for war crimes, for the death of millions. Is millions? Yeah, millions collectively. The fella from Israel who you all always entertaining. Or they don't know who to arrest, or they don't know who to indict. Or wrong is not really wrong if it is your allegiance. You gotta be careful, eh? Or they understand this world. And even earlier this week, something was very disturbing as well. The post about the 51st state of the United States, Venezuela, and they saying that is the 51st, but they probably have others that they consider theirs. Not easy, the rights of the people who live in those places.
You've got bills to pay.
Oh,
And so do we.
you're hearing that, right? We've got bills to pay. So we'll continue when we come back right after the break, just discussing the little international politics and then bringing it home as well, because what we see here is in many ways very similar, and we are affected greatly. Blessings again to everyone. We take the break and we'll be right back.
Where God will reveal His mind to you on how to live a fulfilled life and to please Him in all areas. Join Pastor Femi Afolabi, the National Overseer of Deeper Christian Life Ministry, Trinidad and Tobago, and other seasoned ministers for a time of divine encounter as they minister and pray for you every Saturday by 9 o'clock in the morning of this station, Street FM 91.9. Our church is Deeper Life Bible Church, number 1 Cochrane Street, opposite Tunapuna Police Station, Tunapuna. The times of our services are as follows: Sunday worship service, 9 a.m., Monday Bible study, 6 p.m., Thursday revival hour, 6 p.m. The redemption hour is a life-changing moment you cannot afford to miss. For special prayer or counseling, contact Pastor Femi Afolabi on 778-9933. God bless you as you listen to this program. Jesus is Lord.
Friday is for feasting. Fantastic Fridays. 5 pieces of chicken and 3 sides for just $89.95. Big value for the whole lime. Weekend start right. It must be KFC. Order now. Follow KFC Trinidad and Tobago WhatsApp channel for all the deals.
TechFlex TT Limited, the #1 computer store in Trinidad and Tobago, has all your tech needs. We have the latest computers, powerful MacBooks, and affordable Chromebooks for school and work, providing new and refurbished options to suit everyone's budget. Also, we carry a variety of printer options and ink solutions for your home and office needs. Need repairs done? Our experienced technicians can solve your tech problems. Visit us now at any of our 2 locations, Wilson Road, Scarborough, next to Royal Castle, or Penco Street, Montrose, Chagonas. Call 235-4919 for more info. TechFlex TT Limited. Affordable tech. Exceptional service.
A feeling for a big meal. Chicken. With big taste. Must be KFC. And big flavor. Chicken. And value for my money. Must be KFC. Yo, who keeps saying that? Well, I hear something. I'm the voice in your belly. Get big value every day of the week, from Munchin Mondays to Fantastic Fridays and specials to make your weekend even tastier. Check socials for details. Remember, there's only one original, often imitated but never duplicated. It must be KFC.
The presence of oxygen is absolutely the absence of disease. Most chronic diseases that plague us are not happening to us, but is happening within us. We're literally eating ourselves to death, which means we're not living longer, we're dying longer. Join fitness expert Aloy Johnson, the founder of the healthiest corner on earth, located at number 92 East Drive, Chamfleur, every Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. live on The Street 919 FM, where he shows you that healing the body's temple is easier than anyone would have led you to believe.
Some moments take a turn for the better. Hear the rev of a perfect engine. Feel the leather beneath your fingertips. Experience the luxury that turns heads. With the new luxury ride game from NLCD Scratch, you have 21 chances to turn your luck into luxury. Scratch your way to the ultimate prize, a 2026 BMW Grand Coupe 218i with 1 year fully comprehensive insurance. Plus enjoy even more chances to win with a new bonus prize area and second chance feature. Get your luxury ride scratch tickets today, and you could be one of 3 lucky winners driving away in style. Players must be 18 years and older. Please play responsibly.
Hi there, I'm Lester Suglal, inviting you to join me on the 1st, 2nd and 3rd Saturday, 8:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. for the program Slow Gospel Music, and on the 4th and 5th Saturday from 8:30 p.m. for an extended version of Slow Gospel Music on Street 91.9 FM.
The Embassy Yacht is back and ready to transform your events into unforgettable experiences. Launched from King's Wharf, San Fernando, the perfect starting point for an epic experience of luxury, music, and celebration on the open water. By booking our vessel, your event will include a house DJ, state-of-the-art sound system, fully stocked bar, dedicated cleaning crew, top-notch security. This isn't just a venue, it's a floating masterpiece designed to make your event the talk of the town. Imagine your guests dancing under the stars, drinks in hand, with breathtaking views of the coastline as your backdrop. From birthdays to corporate events to exclusive parties, the Embassy Yacht offers promoters a unique platform to create unforgettable memories and boost your brand's reputation. Call or WhatsApp 399-5959 or email embassycruises@gmail.com.
The Gap Man Limited specializes in products that cater to all your health needs. The Male Enhancement Package targets the areas of the body that contribute to erectile dysfunction. The Male Enhancement costs $1,400. The Gap pills are priced at 250 pills for $500 and 500 pills for just $900. For the best in eye care, get the super combination of a Super Bright and the Body Healer. To improve the heart's function and circulation, get the Gap pills and Formula C. To get a total body cleanse daily, use the Gap Body Healer and Big C, all for a super low price of $1,300. To order your products from the Gap Man Limited, call 628-4531 for products that cater to all your health needs.
For more info, contact 476-7268.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
And we are back. So let's pay the bills. And the easiest way to start, obviously, is with Good and Natural. This company have to continue advertising with us, because even after I go want to use my cup, I'll have to get a new cup or rotate cups if someone else. But it's really an additional plus when it's a product that you actually use as well. That is very, very very good and very useful, and in line with what I try to advocate on the program. I enjoy some things that are not that healthy as well, but you have to balance and you have to take care of yourself. Your health is your wealth. Huh? There's some advice when you hear it one time, you know it's good advice. My granny tell me a hot cup of Good and Natural ginger tea first thing in the morning does wonders for the body. Good and Natural ginger tea in its single-size packet is excellent for flavoring your cooking, salads, and desserts. But what was news to me is when granny say a hot cup of Good and Natural ginger tea helps with nasal congestion and colds, stomach problems, migraine headaches, and it's really good for arthritis in the body. Good and Natural ginger tea. Good advice to start your day right. Lion brand products, fry bake mix. Craving that golden perfection of homemade fry bake without the fuss? Lion brand fry bake mix in its convenient, easy to use pouch makes it incredibly simple. Just add water and yeast, mix, and fry for crispy fried bakes that are ready in minutes. Perfect for a quick snack. Our fry bake mix helps you bring family and friends together around the table for a delicious meal. Share the flavor and delicious memories with Lion brand fry bake mix. Lion brand, the power behind our great taste traditions. And as we know for Friday with KFC, it's Fantastic Friday, right? Fridays for feasting. Fantastic Friday. 5 pieces of chicken and 3 sides for just $89.95. Big value for the whole line. Weekend start right. It must be KFC. So order when you're ready. You could follow KFC on the Trinidad and Tobago WhatsApp channel for all the deals. There's nothing like a deal, and there's nothing like Trinidad KFC. I ain't even fighting the Caribbean at all. Love to all my Caribbean brothers and sisters and the tremendous culture and beauty that we have in our islands. So just looking at the international news and President Trump talking about his conversations with Jai. Of course, there are some big ones in between there that we may not be so privy to. We may not be told about. In particular, the United States and their stance on Taiwan, which China views as part of China. We know how that strategy works, right? And we know how that strategy works. They take out part of you, so to speak, your sovereign entity, and cause friction from within. And support that friction and support that autonomy, which nobody else could do. You can't go and try to take one of the, not take, but influence one of the states of America to break away from the United States of America. That'll be bacchanal. You can't do that. No entity could do that. But divide and rule is the plan of those who want to dominate and control. And in layman's words, terms, China not having that, right? China is not tolerating it. But we may not be given that information so much because those are more contentious issues. And we look to the future to see what happens there and what the consequences will be as well, because we understand the impact of war. And we can just imagine the impact of, a full-on war between major powers. Right now we just have proxy wars and, minor trade wars and other things which impact us negatively. Good morning, my brother.
Salamu alaikum, Fawud.
Wa alaikum
Peace
salam.
and blessings be upon you.
Hey, peace and blessings on you and all of my listeners and viewers, man.
Yes, and I know you try to bring information to raise be intelligent now, boy. And I thank you, Fawud, to engage in this kind of conversation, because Abraham Chorese is multilateral company that is slaving we. And it never stopped forward. This economical slavery that I put on my brain, when I take off the chain and put the economical slavery on my brain, is a serious thing. Some of us cannot understand it. We cannot understand it. And if you check the war in Vietnam, why America fight the 10,000-day-old war in Vietnam? The lost hundreds of thousands of soldiers down in Vietnam there. But what was the reason why they went into Vietnam? There was bomb in Cambodia, and they asked Vietnam to we want to land we fighters jet and thing down here to bomb your neighbor. And Vietnam say, brother, that my family, that my brothers and sisters, I cannot do that. And the man say, boy, why must I tell you how to do and what to do? They bomb the Vietnam people and them, cluster bomb, napalm, white phosphorus. I watching a documentary for in Vietnam, where they bombing there. And a 9-year-old girl running and she watching back on she back on fire forward. White phosphorus. You know where white phosphorus do out, you know, it's burned for months, you know. You know where it's carpet bombing? They carpet bomb Vietnam. These chopper and them flying over Vietnam, over rice field and shooting the brothers and them sisters and them in the rice field because they want the resources. When they come and tell me that you're not for us, you're against us. When Bush say that, what does it mean? You mean that if you're wrong, I want the resources for the people and them, and you're not agreeing with me and you're not signing on to this kind of thing, we will bomb you too. Same thing they do us with Venezuela forward. We had a race, be intelligent. And this, what they're going wrong, Iran, they're paving the way for little Israel. They breed an embryo and they're supporting, they're giving them baby milk, they're giving them latitude, they're giving them resources, and they're making them to a big monster. And watch what the little baby do. What the baby killing people, killing the Palestinian and them people. How we raising the intelligent? Expect Britannica. I know you will understand the astrology, the Islamic astrology. It's packed Britannica and it packed America. And then it coming back home to Pax Judea. And they're paving the way for this forward. And they will never give up. And the white man always want we resources and want we brothers and them slave for it by us. By this cannot go on. We have to raise the intelligent. We have to know. Like Malcolm X say, study the white man words when they use the words like proliferation, like collateral damage, like these things. We have to raise the intelligent. If we don't raise the intelligent, massa will put the chain strongly on the brain and we can't come out of it forward. Forward, everything they're doing is to pursue this government, this one world government. This one world government for to bring back this King Suleiman kingdom now, boy. They have to bring down that. They have to pave the way and bring this Israel into the one world government. This all the prediction ruling towards this is showing you that they're paving the way for Israel to be the one world government. And to pursue this forward, millions of people they will kill around the world. They go overthrow real plantation and put in their interim government. They already was doing this when Saddam Hussein was there. When they overthrow this government, they put interim government, they bomb the people and kill millions, and then give them oil for food program that kill millions of people. They pursuing this and stop and lies. Every day this American government speaking on to us forward and us lie. Especially Liz Doucette, Stephen Sankar, this BBC, CNN, NBC, they are brothers and sisters station. They control all the massa, control this station and them. Everything that we hear, everything that we trying to get his knowledge, they want to give us.
Yeah.
So thank you for this conversation, boy. The imperialism, the one world government, they're paving the way for that. Electronic card, we have to, yeah.
Yeah, man. Blessings. And just be very mindful and careful as to what is taking place in the world because it affects you. And if you truly want to be free, and that's a big concept that we try to wrap our heads around, what does freedom mean? But it certainly means the right to self-determination. It certainly means that you are not exploited and dominated unfairly by others. It certainly means that there should be options to you for your choice. If you want that, then you have to be conscious, because if you are unconscious, you will be lost. And I can remember growing up and not understanding. All I admitted to, I sure all I grew up looking on at, I think it's Tour Duty was the name of the show, right? It used to come across our television. And I don't know for those of the Caribbean, etc., if they had that show as well. But it showed and it depicted U.S. soldiers in Vietnam fighting. And just the way that they depicted the stories, you really felt as though those Vietnamese people were backward, evil people. there was no doubt in your mind that those are the bad ones, and that the Americans, by the way the stories were set, by the music that was played when they were killing the Vietnamese, by, I don't know, we bought into supremacy of race and language. So the Americans were more common to us, I guess. But I felt as though the good guys were the Americans there, and the bad guys, uncivilized, cruel, wicked, deserving to be killed, were the Vietnamese. I believed that as I watched that program. And y'all could admit it yourselves as well. That is how powerful propaganda could be. Good morning. Welcome, Mr. West.
Yes, morning, Mr. Ford.
Morning.
It's good to hear you. Well, the last thing you said about propaganda. Because Trinidad has become a sea of propaganda and propagandists. This is where we reach. Even some media houses specialize in that, right? And that is where we are. Mm-hmm. And as I said earlier on, I heard somebody, that was a dangerous, lesson to teach young people, that everybody must be a propagandist and all this go out and this and that. And this is where we are. You create problems in our country. You don't know who to listen to, who to distrust, what news to believe. The whole thing, turn the whole thing in turmoil. That is what they want. But I want to get back to this question of, you spoke about sovereignty and the question of self-determination and independence, and the question of, we don't no longer speak about imperialism and that kind of cultural imperialism, which is real.
Yeah.
And so I'm saying that these things, and globalization, as a matter of fact, it's important that people understand these concepts, because they have very profound effect on the way we live in this country, and in terms of how we think, our mindset and all that kind of thing. They impact those things. So people ought to be aware of it, and people have to be educated along those lines. But I want to come back, because I am focused on development, and even development at the community level. I remember some years ago, I went to a place in Movan. I don't know, I can't remember exactly, but I went with a guy who was a principal of St. Mary's and whatnot, college and that. And we went up there and spent some time with some very young children, maybe 12, 15 and that kind of thing, because the person who organized the project, it was debate, teaching people to debate, and she had a final debate in somewhere in Mova, in I think a church or something. And I said, but how this lady came up with that? It was well attended. And, I'm talking about poor, humble people. But she was aging out, so I don't know if she's still around or still alive. But I'm saying that those are the things that you need to include in or organize or introduce in those communities. Because we know the benefits of people debating, and what comes out of it is self-confidence, able to articulate, and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's very critical in their development, even academic and whatnot. Because you hear some children, and they speak, even at 15 years, they speak well. And you want to know, well, look, but again, it has to do with the environment. It has to do with nurturing, the home they came from, the schools that they might have gone to, and all these things. So I'm saying these are the things that you need to encourage within the communities as a whole. And I am waiting patiently, with bated breath, to see whether those people in the community more especially the councillors because that is what they're there for. They ought to lift the standards in the community, lift the educational standards of the people within the constituency and the community. So I hope that they would organize those sort of activities, because it doesn't take much. You have the resources, you have as I said, you could go around the community, get people, the children and whatnot, over the vacation, that 8 weeks or 6 week period, and you organize and you take money from your pocket. What you could get from businesses and whatnot. You could buy sandwiches, you could get juice and whatnot, whatever juice or drinks or whatnot for these children and them, and you organize probably from 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock during the day or 1 o'clock, and they come and it will be very exciting. Always also debating. So there are a number of things could be done, but nothing is done, and all they do is talk, and the children drift into nothingness. So I wait with bated breath to see what these people are going to do to uplift those young people within the community. I just want to say one thing before, I know you have maybe very lengthy,
no problem.
But it comes back to this question of people who ought to be exemplars in this society. And I happened to look at the parliament recently, and I spoke some time ago about what transpired in Jamaica. And when the speaker came out and she said that what transpired within the parliament, that the example, what were you setting for the children? You have children and you ought to be role models. You ought to set better example. And she was very brutal with it. In Trinidad here, I saw some big politicians, senior politicians as they were, and I hearing the kind of behavior there, and I am saying no wonder those children behave as they do. And I sympathize with the councillor, but these are the things that you need children follow. These are the things that they learn, and they display it in their everyday life. Yeah. I'm saying that better example must be shown by those people who purport to be leaders in the community. That was despicable. That was atrocious, right? And they need to get their act together. You people have to be taught to abide with authority, respect authority, and it means that if you in the parliament and the speaker talking to you and tell you, well, look, and you stand up to the speaker and define the speaker, well then, heaven help us. The children see that, and the teacher can't speak to them because they stand up to the teacher. They stand up to the parents. They stand up to the police. And that is the example that you people are setting in the parliament. And I mean, where are we going? Where are we going as a country? Always sit down and think about it. It's despicable, man. Thank you. I don't want to take too much of your time.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. West. Always appreciate the contributions of those callers who make the time and the effort, right? We need to be careful. I don't want to see now on Parliament channel advisory for a certain age to be watching Parliament channel, because the behavior is becoming challenging. And I think about, when I run this program, if their children going to school with their parents and their parents have the radio on, if they can listen to this while their children are there and their children can benefit. We have to be careful. Good morning, caller. Sorry, welcome.
Good morning, my brother. Blessings to you.
Hey, morning.
How
blessings.
are you this morning?
Hi there, man. Hi there. Blessings.
Blessings, man. I just want to tie in with what Mr. West mentioned, especially the last part with the behavior of our parliamentarians. You have people in parliament talking about who owning who and who own a woman and who gave on a woman that, and a set of rubbish talk. Remember, we have secondary schools that sometimes comes into the parliament, how to say, to emulate some of our leaders.
Yeah, just now when
so
they
when
come,
they sit down and they see these things.
Yeah, when they come to do the mock debate as
Yeah.
young parliamentarians, and they come a day and they start to talk about who with who girl in school and wherever. I hope all they know is all they said that trend, you know. I hope all they don't say nothing about that, you know. Because they will come and do it eventually because not what you say, you know.
They can't
It's
say
what
anything.
you do, you know.
And you know what you think, Mr. Fuad? They carry the name Honorable behind them, you know. My honorable friend on the other side, and my good friend on that side. So they told that title honorable. So when I, as a student, sit down and watching the behavior of Parliament, and then I have to go there now and emulate them and so on, I might as well say, well, that is probably the way to do it, so I will do it. They need to set proper example.
Yeah, I
inside
think
here, people are looking on and so on.
There have been low points in the past, but I feel as though the entire atmosphere is starting to descend where it should not be, and certain standards need to be raised. I feel so at this point, seriously, and I echo your sentiments as well.
My point here, Mr. Ford, if I could say very quickly.
Go ahead.
And you know, I was always ask for your guidance. Now, I want to know if it was proper for our Prime Minister to say, if you all, to CARICOM, if you want to expel Trinidad and Tobago from the CARICOM, you could go ahead and do so. And I'm saying that based on the whole situation that went on with the reappointment of the godly lady, right, where it was mentioned that they were not there to vote. That is one. Secondly, the CARICOM had a meeting to deal with what our Prime Minister was saying and the objection that she had and so on. So they had a meeting to clear that up. And now our Prime Minister, no any representative did not attend that meeting, whether it was by, how do I call it, online and so on. Did not attend. But the meeting was specifically to deal with that. The appointment of the godly lady. So the meeting was held to clear that up. We were not represented. And then last week, Friday, another meeting again was held, again, to clear up that controversy, if you want to call it that. We cannot go as a Caribbean according to the Montserrat leader with this hanging over our head. So a meeting was set last week, Friday, Mr. Ford. Again, to clear up the situation once and for all. Again, our Prime Minister, no any representative attended that meeting, a virtual meeting. And when asked why she did not attend or have a representative, she said because she was hosting the gentleman from India who just came down. I can't remember his name. So she couldn't attend the virtual meeting. So my point is, after all the way was cleared to clear up the controversy, where she never attended any, because it was held for her, and for us, because we are the one who were asking the questions. So the meeting was held for us, really, but we did not attend any.
Yeah.
And now she is saying that, and I wanted to guide me, Mr. Fuad, and now she is saying now that if they want to expel Trinidad and Tobago, they can go ahead and expel her. So I want to know if that was a right statement to make. If she was in place to make such a statement, I don't know. But I seek your guidance on this matter. So, Mr. Fuad, you have a blessed weekend.
You too, man.
You
too,
and your family.
Yeah, man. You too as well. As we have seen at different points, Prime Minister Kamala Prasad Bisesa is very ferocious in her language at times. I don't envision us leaving CARICOM. I don't see that happening. but she's very ferocious at times with her language. And, in general, it is not my tone. It may not be what I think I would advance in certain circumstances, but she would understand as well why she takes some of these heavy stance against what is taking place. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Morning, my brother. Peace and blessings, man.
Hey, peace and blessings to you as well, man. Welcome.
Great program, man. And I see in the afternoon now, you could talk freely on this station, which is very good.
Yeah, man. Yeah. That's the standard we set here. Let's keep it. And with the children in mind, I hope that some of our parents going to school this morning able to put on the station and they feel comfortable that their children listening and can benefit from the type of discussions that we have. Respect to the parents as well.
Right. Coming back to this point, I think that some of Trump rubbing off on our Prime Minister.
Could be. And if that is the case, she have to be careful because Trump is trouble. I ain't done with that. I ain't done with Trump at all. I could spend the rest of the program saying at all because nah.
It's really do shut down all the renewable energy because he want them to be dependent on the oil and maybe to make more money with the oil and so on. Look at the renewable energy. He shut down all that program now. You understand? So, because, but you know what I don't understand? The lies that come out of these leaders and them. Yeah. Okay, you made the thing with Maduro. It's to avoid the drugs from coming. Maduro gone, so the drugs could flow freely. You understand? I mean, it wasn't nothing about no drugs.
Yeah.
Look at you've seen people committing crime, and in our time in Venezuela. Every day boat coming in with Venezuela.
Yeah.
You understand?
It's interesting that you bring that point. I don't know what is taking place now, if that has totally stopped. I ain't hear a kinetic strike in a while from the United States. I don't know how freely people are flowing. I know LaGuardia is actually working a little bit more vociferously to stop certain things from speaking to fishermen and stuff. They say Guardia kind of getting on bad now. They don't allow certain things too much. But I think there's an easing of what is taking place between our waters for sure.
But our leader, our prime minister, need to think red, white, and black. He's still thinking too much yellow. You understand? And some of the previous leaders rev off on her because the way she does answer some of these questions. You understand? The type of attitude you want to give. Don't go down that road. Right? You're talking about love, but you're not showing it. Right? So, I hope they can pull up the stuff and try to do the right thing, try to be on the right path, to see what going on with the contractors and them again. I mean, that's a hell of a thing.
Yeah.
But let me hope they could clear it up and let me hope we could get with it. If the contractors would be stuck in the country to a certain extent, some of the contractors, you understand? And the small man ain't getting nothing, right? Break down, do the contract in a way that it could include the qualified smaller men who could do something who highly qualified and they don't get nothing. You understand?
Yeah.
So, well, I know you have the connection with the guns. People, they don't have that connection. We try to enlighten them. I mean, I know you're doing your part, I think, and you're helping a lot of people, right? And continue your good work for them. Thank God for this station and for you.
Blessings for them.
Yes, you take care and blessings to everyone. All the best, man.
Yeah, and you as well. Thank you very much for your contributions. To harness consensus is important. The people's views are important. So when we advocate on radio stations, on TV stations, when we share our views online as well, then administrators, politicians have to listen to us. So we must be clear where we want to go. And honestly, in this whole contractual issue and topic about contractors with this PPP model, private-public partnership, I have no problem in this initial stage where money is tight still. Money coming, God willing, money coming. Oil and gas, well, gas predominantly. Money coming. But in the initial stage, to get things going with the bigger contractors or people who were able to raise finance and utilize state land, their finance, and put it together and produce houses and then derive a benefit for everyone, I don't have a problem with that. And I've been telling smaller contractors and medium contractors who I work with, who I encourage young men and young women to get involved in these economic efforts. There has to be a policy that is going to come backed by money from the state, because we can't raise that finance. It's challenging for us because of our level of operation. We can't hold on. But when there is money coming into the system, there needs to be a program targeted at small and medium contractors to afford them the opportunity to advance and to work and to take ownership of their efforts and create, to build 5 houses, to build 10 houses on their own, within that scope and within that budget. And we within this program and in Trinidad, we have to be the ones to advocate and push that. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Morning, caller. Good morning, Paul.
Yeah, man. Morning. Go ahead.
The Prime Minister has
Oh gosh, boy, I lost you there. Feel free to call back. So let us understand what is taking place. And as I said the other day as well, great. We have the OPR who is ensuring that tendering and procurement is done in a proper manner. Cross the T's, dot the I's, because those who are accustomed getting, those who are accustomed having all of the opportunities in Trinidad and Tobago under the dominant party that has dominated office for the majority of time of our existence as an independent state, they want to continue. And it is not business as usual. And I think this is also the reason why you find a ferocious response sometimes by our Prime Minister, because once bitten, twice strong. Because she understands how challenging the status quo, the companies and the people behind these companies and associated, how challenging they are, because they want what they always does get, everything. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Morning, Mr. Fuad.
Hey, morning. Welcome.
I just have 2 questions. Has been the OPR been sleeping for the last 10 years before? 1. And 2, pertaining to CARICOM, right? Our country is still waiting on the Secretariat to send us the letter or the information. Who was the people or who was responsible for going and abduct the minister in Barbados and bring him back to Trinidad? So we still have answers. They want to do what they want to do, but they still have to answer. I think if we're dealing with democracy, it should have certain amount of answers that people have to answer for these things. And for us to be part of CARICOM and they not being able to answer to us in that way, then I think sometimes it better we don't be part of CARICOM because they're not being fair to us, Trinidad and Tobago. Because how would somebody feel that they're in Barbados having a vacation and they're being abducted and they don't know why?
Yeah, I understand your point. Thank you very much, Kola. And we have to we look at things from all sides. There's that little frosty relationship at the moment. God willing, with diplomacy, things will warm. There are different views with different leaders in the Caribbean as well. Don't feel because there's this little frosty relationship in between there that there isn't warmth between single leaders and countries as well. The Barbados Prime Minister has a warm relationship, the Guyanese Prime Minister, the Jamaican Prime Minister, and others as well. So it is a dynamic that we pay attention to and we try to understand. We listen to all sides. We have different sides in Trinidad and Tobago who will put forward things from different perspectives, and we try to drill down to the truth. And I see a really sensible comment there which we have spoken about before, and I'll go through some of the comments online, that the 1% is not just Syrian, Lebanese and Trinidad, and that is very true as well. Good morning, Kola. Welcome.
A pleasant morning to you.
A pleasant morning to you as well. Welcome.
Peace and blessing. It's a long time I didn't call this station. Now we're talking about CARICOM from Jamaica coming down. What about Cuba? CARICOM was planning to bring in Cuba, but listen to what happened. Just the same pattern, the invasion of Iran. It's the same thing they want to do in Cuba. They put in the operatives in Iran and stir up a revolt. And when the government take action, Trump say, come, let me be going for them. We go rescue all here. And they go and mash up the people place for nothing. The same thing they're planning in Cuba. Embargo, sanction. Next thing they're planning, we're running up for the government. Oh, we ain't getting nothing. We shall sign it. And here Trump, we're coming to save all here. I got to take Cuba just now. I got to take Cuba easy. What's the next step? We can't let Trump, number two, dictate the CARICOM, the whole CARICOM situation. If you want to deal with Trump, go in Trump country and deal with Trump. You can't deal with Trump in the Caribbean. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much for your perspective on that as well. And yes, in Cuba, let's be frank and honest as well. We see the developments that are taking place. We, along with the rest of the world, I think the vast majority have voted for the removal of sanctions from Cuba. For years, unilateral sanctions from just the United States. This is the next thing even President Xi of China has been stating. There must be rule of law. And not just rule of your unilateral law, but a clear, fair law that applies to everyone. And, I thank God sometimes for that somewhat balance in the world and the rise of the dragon, as they refer to China, to bring some balance. And of course, the bear still holding on, Russia. And now, Iran has proven itself as well as being formidable. We have the rise of Brazil. We have the rise of India. And Africa as well in its own capacity becoming or experiencing a revival. Because if you go into history, you will see that there have been periods before where others have rose up to carry their countries on that continent in a positive direction, right? Amilcar Cabral, Thomas Sankara, even our own Stokely Carmichael playing such an instrumental part in the intellectual progression. So we are aware, and we need to be more aware, and we understand the position that we are in. That's all I try to advance with international relations, because look at the might of China, and China still maneuvering. Look at the might of China. Or they mightn't see it because they are subtle. We mightn't pay attention to it because they're not brash. And they don't have to repeat like Trump over and over that they have the mightiest military in the world. Whenever somebody has to keep saying they are the king, most times the throne is in jeopardy. But still, China maneuvers. And don't think they don't take licks. Don't think they don't take licks. They invested heavily in Venezuela, and now those investments are challenged. They invested tremendously in Panama and were on the brink of doing significant work on the Panama Canal, and it was halted. Right? But still, they maneuver. So, let us understand when Trinidad and Tobago also has to maneuver. Just bringing it back locally. If the issue that is being raised is raised by contractors who are aligned to other administrations who have benefited tremendously, and now the genesis of the problem is that they want to continue, then the people of Trinidad don't really have a problem. What is essential for us, though, proper procurement also leads to proper execution. Safeguards are in place so that capacity is there, so that the best product is delivered to Trinidad and Tobago. So we do need to be very careful, and we are grateful for OPR. It is not to be manipulated and used by anyone, and I'm not trying to cast any aspersions on OPR, and I don't think that's the way to go unless they demonstrate some type of unfairness and bias. But I am also paying very close attention in these early days to the execution of these contracts. I have no problem with contractors who take on this responsibility in this model of PPP and then deliver successfully to Trinidad and Tobago. I have no problem. And that is where our attention should be focused. I find Mr. Arawi very disingenuous to go back only to the UNC administration to point out where he thought there was a level of poor performance in the execution of our contract by a contractor. Let's be honest and let's be real. Companies aligned to the last administration did endless work. And some of the work that they did was not in keeping with what they were contractually obligated to. I don't know how they're escaping litigation, because even under PNM administration, they had to deal with those contractors. And that's public knowledge. But let us lift that level. Let us understand the strategic goal, get some work done. Hopefully the OPR will finish their process soon. Let's get some work going. Let's get some people employed. Let's get some new contractors going. Let us pave the way for more to come in Trinidad and Tobago. Let us have a specific agenda for small and medium enterprises as well. Let us have a specific agenda for the small man, which there is. And we, the people, 91.9 Voices on the Street, we have that job. We have that job to pay attention. Prepare your capacity. When you get an opportunity, successfully do it. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Good morning, Mr. Baker.
And good morning to you.
It seems like you did not hear the Minister of Finance. The Minister of Finance said they have no money. So what you asking for, that would not happen. They keep telling you they have no money. I mean, I was shocked when I started getting my government retired pension the last day in the month. This is what has been happening. I just say, thank God that it came, but he keeps saying the country has no money. And I want to say this to the Commissioner of Police, Mr. Guevara. Stop allowing the government to use you like a puppet. It is not looking good. Your office supposed to be independent, because that nonsense that the AG call out, and you are the one would have given him the information about. Same thing, we heard it a year ago. They were threatening to kill high-profile people, and you come back with the same narrative? No, we ain't buying that. And we know it is to extend the SOE, and there's not going to be another independence parade in this country. It is very clear. Stop allowing yourself to be used as a tool. Have a good morning.
Yeah, thank you very much. And if you were listening to me as well, I did say that there is no money. I did say at this point in time. That is why they've utilized what I think is a excellent way of getting production going, work going, without money. And we look forward to, because money is coming, we look forward to that targeting of small and medium enterprises as well. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Yeah, morning, caller. Blessed.
Yeah, man. Blessings. We just at the end of the program, so we had to give a quick.
Well, yeah. Fuad, but I had to run quite by my brethren and them on the block, because I don't know what's going on with my phone, and I'm getting to you. But anyhow, I give thanks I get to you. You know what I already was trying to call in a while for? I hear brethren talking about raising the self-awareness and the conscious knowledge about humanity, the world and truth and this kind of thing. And if we don't do that, we will be in trouble, better for us.
Yeah.
The kind of thing the New World Order and the secret society doing, the teaching black narrative, even this modern day world, we understand with the Jews, with the royal dynasty, the root of David, this black menaling where we carry is the angels of God who we preserve and send here on earth You hear what I say? And he sent the adversaries of Satan to the rebellious ones and the unearthed rebellion against God, against life, against truth, against knowledge with vanity, fantasy, material invention. Now they make AI and all these things. And there's plenty more like that coming. We're going to bring destruction to normal people. And it's too much better for her. And we're talking this thing on the block. And I just have to come on the block now. So, you know, probably there are a little link with you and whatever. But everybody hearing, brothers hearing and whatever. And they understand something wrong. And brother Fuad, it's too much. You see, we have too much knowledge we want to share on the block right here in South. We have too much knowledge. And I tell them brothers call while let us be sitting down on the block and all want me alone to talk.
That's nothing. Once they're listening, once they're listening and it have that consciousness.
Yes, we listening and we have that consciousness, but what we gonna do with it? When I was working as a contractor, you know,
I just have to. We have to stop there because we are at the end of the program. Sorry about that.
All right, thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Yeah, we act upon the consciousness that we have. All right. Apologies. We'll come back to the issue next week because Mom as well from Diego Martin raised the issue of SOE and what she perceives as the Commissioner of Police, you know, bringing information to the politicians, his line politician, etc., that may be used to extend an SOE, and also her caution, concern about independence and other stuff. Time longer than twine. It will come to the fore. We will see, but we will discuss it maybe next week, God willing. Blessed Friday to everyone. Thank you all for tuning in. And God willing, we will be back next week, Monday. Take care.
O'clock in the morning of this station, Street FM 91.9. Our church is Deeper Life Bible Church, number 1 Cochrane Street, opposite Tunapuna Police Station, Tunapuna. The times of our services are as follows: Sunday worship service, 9 a.m., Monday Bible study, 6 p.m., Thursday revival hour, 6 p.m. The redemption hour is a life-changing moment you cannot afford to miss. For special prayer or counseling, contact Pastor Femi Afolabi on 778-9933. God bless you as you listen to this program. Jesus is Lord.
You want to find something great to do with your Tuesday nights? You want to learn and understand the true reason for Jesus? Then join us every Tuesday night from 8 to 9 p.m. for the program, This Same Jesus, the program that puts Jesus in his rightful place in our hearts and in our homes. Let's bring church home to you. Join us every Tuesday nights from 8 to 9 p.m. with your hosts, Kempes and Kevin. Be inspired, be blessed right here on the street 91.9.